Okay, so we're going to log into GCOMMS, and first thing I do is fire up my ping ID, because it's going to ask me for that, and I might as well have it ready. And the next thing is to go to Cisco AnyConnect. Make sure you're going to connect to the right address, because you may have different VPNs to connect to. We're going to connect to this one, and then enter your password. Click OK. Now it's going to ask for your ping ID. So here you have to put in your PIN, which is usually the last 4 of your Social Security. Click Next. You'll notice that number changed, so give it a second once you click Next. Then you just click Copy. Right click Paste. Accept. And shortly it'll be connected. And you can close this at that time. I have a little text file that I keep that has my stuff in it. So I'll just copy the URL for the winapps.winstream.com. We prefer that you use Chrome. Usually I have that. Yeah. I usually just keep the tab open. So that's the winapps.winstream.com. F5 to refresh the screen. Same username and password here as for the VPN connection. It should remember it. Log on. That was quick. Then you should get this page. Click on that folder. Details. Open. It'll download. Excuse me. It'll download this file when it's done downloading. Open, and this starts NetViewer. This can take a couple seconds. Once that's going, you can get rid of your Chrome and go ahead and log in. If you don't log in quick enough, it'll just automatically log you in. Sometimes this will come up to the last location that you were at. Other times it will come up to just a map of the United States, way zoomed out. So if you need to get to a particular place, I'll just, we have a manhole here. This is in Lyman. So I'll go to 4110. I'll just copy that address, Control C. Probably actually Ashtabula, not Lyman. So the little globe here is where you do your search. So I can paste that address in. Ashtabula. Try it without the state. There we go. If you give this weird information or it doesn't know where the address is, you won't get to where you want to go. So sometimes you may have to try putting this information in differently, or just grab a different address. You can put an intersection in. I could do like Park Avenue and Lake Avenue, Ashtabula, and the same thing. What you can't do is put in like a manhole or a pole number or things like that. As far as I know, it's street addresses and street name sensitive. So anyway, once you get to where you want to go, you can close that. You've got your feature locator and dynamic pan. It always has this turned on when you open it, which is a pain, because if you go in here and try to pan around, it's going to try to select something, and that can take anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. So if you need to to move around and look for something, you just go to the pan option. So let's say we wanted to get this manhole detail. Come back to your feature locate and click on it. Sometimes it's kind of picky about exactly where you click. Once you do that, this bottom menu will pop open and you can double click the line. It'll have to think for a second. At that point it highlights what you've selected and what it's showing down here. So you get a little table of what we know. So for instance, if you wanted to know more about this cable, you could select this cable and double click on it here. It zooms out because the cable's so big, it highlighted the cable red. It's kind of a pain, but you can get more information in here as far as counts, and sometimes it's helpful when these aren't appearing on the file that you're working on. Let's see if we can get back to my manhole, which I don't think we can. I think it's, you notice as you zoom in and out, more different features appear and disappear depending on what scale you're at. So it's still showing me the cable information here. The cable's still highlighted red. It has counts here. You would think that that same information would show up down here. F6 1 through 48, F6 1 through 48. Simple enough. We'll go back here, go back to the manhole, and I'll show you how to download the manhole detail. So I'll double click here again. Highlights the manhole. This icon here is the list of details for selected items. So if it's a drop down, this one only has one. Sometimes you'll see a couple of options in here because sometimes it'll give you the manholes that are connected to each other. But anyway, if I select this, it'll bring up the manhole detail. Hopefully. Sooner or later. While we're waiting, the NetViewer does have a tendency to crash, and exiting out of it can really foul you up. So when we get done here, I'll show you how to exit out of it without causing fits to your computer. So as we can see here, there's this particular manhole has all copper. That's fine just for this demonstration. The little hammer and wrench here is where you go to download. So you click that, this menu pops up, and export to CAD. We're going to do the DWG because we found that works better. And then this is going to ask you what where you want to output the file to. You'll get the security warning. Just go ahead and permit all access. Now it remembers the folder that I've been downloading to, which I can do a drop down here maybe. With the OneDrive, can be a little interested in getting, if you download to a OneDrive folder, and you think you're downloading to OneDrive, but you're actually putting it, say, to the desktop on your old desktop folder, you won't be able to find the file because your new desktop is showing you the OneDrive. So yeah, it can be a little tricky. Downloading it's fine. Finding it on your computer might be a little difficult. But anyway, you'll just have to fight that fight when you get there. We'll just call this manhole X. Save it. Now, we haven't downloaded it yet. You have to come over here and click export. And it says processing. Now it should be done. I'm going to pull this off my screen just for a second. I have that folder somewhere in here. I should have, oh, see, it's not in my details. So it's on my computer somewhere. I promise you it's on my computer somewhere. There we go. I should have a manhole X in here somewhere, maybe. There it is. So, yeah. This folder is on OneDrive. This folder is actually C drive users, P. Ziegler desktop details. So that can be frustrating at times. But anyway, we got it. Bring NetViewer back up. This is, you can back, and it's kind of like AutoCAD. Every time you zoom, you can move forward and back. You can also go here and it'll take you to recent views. So like these are in Lexington, it looks like. So I could pop over to Lexington real quick. There's a manhole detail from Lexington. So anyway, as far as exiting out of the program, what you don't want to do is disconnect from the VPN before you close NetViewer, because then NetViewer gets all kinds of pissed off, and I've gone so far that I've had to just shut my computer off to get NetViewer to go away. So as long as you, and another thing, it seems to work best if you go back to a map view before you close it. Because if you stay in a manhole detail and close it, it takes it a long time to load the program, because it's going to go find that manhole, which you saw when we first got the manhole. It took a little bit of time. So best practice, go back to a map view before you close NetViewer. Once you're there, you can just go ahead and close it normally. Open up AnyConnect and disconnect, and you're out, and you should be back online. You'll notice Outlook is angry because it didn't have an internet connection, but that should go away shortly. Just to prove. Yep. I'm back on the network, so good to go there. That's it. Simple as that. I'm out.